Hey, I'm Jay. Let's talk about arts. It's a very popular form of expression, but no one will shut up about it.
There is always something about art that intrigues the human emotion that no other form possibly could. Pictures speak louder than words, and it is especially so with the world's most famous paintings. I mean, everyone remembers those old paintings and sculptures, demonstrating they are more immortalized than anything made in recent years.
I have a deep fascination in the art world. I think when you put a pen to paper, a world comes to life. But Mario takes it a step further.
While there are paintings found throughout the Mushroom Kingdom more than any other medium, there is a unique component about these paintings. They take you to a different world, literally. Not just any world though, but worlds of which Mario characters actively reside and travel to. Bob-omb Battlefield from Super Mario 64 has various red bob-ombs.
Sorry. Bob-omb buddies.
That can be found in other levels in the game, usually manning a cannon for Mario to shoot himself out of, possibly committing several war crimes along the way, and that demonstrates that all of the worlds in the paintings are interconnected. These paintings were also used in Super Mario Odyssey, in which you can travel to various portions of the Mushroom World. It can be plausible if Whomp's Fortress is in Super Mario Galaxy 2, implying that the locations in Super Mario 64 are different galaxies, but regardless, paintings seem to have a great power. It is as though these paintings can take you anywhere, or even beyond? There's more than traveling to these artworks, as they seem to bring up their own form of magic. But where can the source of this magic come from?
The answers could be in Mario Paints. Or, well, maybe not. I mean, actually, no.
In the Luigi's Mansion series, paintings have been utilized to seal the souls and bodies of spirits, dead or alive as Mario and company. Specifically in the series, paintings could be a gateway to another world where the living world meets the dead world.
The underwear, so to speak. The one from Super Paper Mario known as the Underworld, not the place in Brazil.
Professor Elvin Gadd, a common lore card in the Mario series apparently, seems to be invested in this strange magic as it sparked his interest in paintings. Not only was there a way for the spirits to come out of paintings, but to trap them inside the paintings as well until a spell is cast to let them out. Such a spell is not as easy as a simple chant, but rather a particular power, one of which Gadd lacked. From his research, he created the Ghost Portrificationizer, a machine that takes a ghost and distills its ectoplasm,
I think,
into a painting, thereby trapping them inside such a painting. Or it could have the exact opposite effect. But if this is a magic power, is there someone that possesses it? It's the antagonist. Of course it's the antagonist. It's always the antagonist.
King Boo has one thing in the Luigi's Mansion series than his other game appearances, and that is his crown jewel.
In the games, the crown is primarily used as a source of magic, and for our discussion's sake, it has the power to not only trap living spirits into paintings, but also materialize the frames from nothing. So where exactly does this power come from? Is it the crown? Is it the portraits? Is it something else? What magic is bringing these paintings life and death to parts of the universe? Is there enough evidence to say anything about these?
Could the answer be in Mario Paint? No.
Let's take things one by one, actually. Starting with King Boo's crown, there are many cutscenes demonstrating that King Boo can put souls into a painting and can free souls from them as well.
Plain and simple, shut case, that's a wrap, everybody stay here. Professor Gadd did the same thing.
While it is true both Gadd and King Boo have trapped ghosts in their own way, we know King Boo freed Boolossus from a painting, as well as somehow freed himself from his painting, I think?
Professor Gadd accidentally sold the painting King Boo was trapped in the second game, but it was never explained how King Boo got out.
Hey all, Editing Blaster here, and I just want to mention that I missed this one line of dialogue in my research. This implies more that King Boo actually cannot do the actual incantation that would allow ghosts to be freed from the paintings. It seems as though a character that I'll mention later has that ability, and not King Boo himself, as he had to use the Ghost Portrificationizer to free the spirits from the paintings that Professor Gadd trapped in the first place. Apparently that was all Gadd's doing, and King Boo had the inability to actually do it himself. So, apologies. Side note, on to the regularly scheduled video. As for that old coot, he freed Mario from the painting he was trapped in from the GameCube game, and in the sequels he invented the Dark Light device, which seems to make transparent ghosts visible, irritate spirit orbs, but more importantly, release objects and people out of their fabric prisons. So Gadd seems to be knowledgeable on replicating the magic powers King Boo possesses from his crown. King Boo was the closest to eternally capturing both of the Mario brothers at the same time.
But it was all foiled because of a colorblind fool!
If King Boo had such a power on his own merit, he would have captured them loads of times already, but that single jewel is the only thing holding him back. Even still, there would have been no way Peach commissioned King Boo for the porthole paintings in her castle, so there had to be another source. Therefore, it cannot be the Crown or King Boo himself.
Surely it's Mario Paint then! Still no.
What about the portraits themselves? They should have some weight in the situation, but the only way for us to know is to see if there is another art form that comes to life besides paint. So I dug into the mini games and, I don't know. The only other medium I can find is pencils, but they were used only in a couple mini-games in the Mario Party series, and nothing came to life after that anyway. I mean, you could make an argument for Trace Cadets, but no one likes that minigame. What is really interesting is the Yoshi games. In Yoshi's Story, a magic cloud turned Yoshi's Island into a scrapbook, which has been visited by Sonic a couple of times, and for some reason has an entire dedicated golf course. On top of that, Yoshi's Woolly World is probably canon to the main series.
Wait, how?
In the obscure title Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, a game in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series with only the minis, there is an entire island dedicated to a woolly Yoshi's Island.
Now, observing the game itself, there is absolutely no story to work off of. Like, there's no story, no plots, no nothing. So, although it's a neat connection, I can't seriously defend this game to make Woolly World or even Crafted World canon.
Regardless, Yoshi's Story is canon, and Woolly World Yoshis are in Mario Kart 8's Ribbon Road track. Also, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. Wait, how did I forget Mario and Luigi Paper Jam? My Little Plumber Paper is Magic showcases another dimension of papercraft characters that live inside a book, and it shows that paper is also a living form of populace. There are giant papercraft battles too, but they don't have the same liveliness as the paper characters themselves.
I was so hyped about this, I forgot to formulate a point about it. What were we talking about again? Alright, I couldn't find anything about portraits bringing life.
Okay, what else can it be?
It's gotta be Mario Paint.
You know what? Let's just go to the source. If we are talking about life and death within paintings, who among our colorful, colorblind cast can literally create life from these paintings? Well, Professor E. Gadd was fascinated by Vincent van Gogh for some reason, so maybe he can... that is not who I had in mind. Vincent van Gore is a ghost in Luigi's Mansion, and in his former life, he was a starving artist who died from being unloved. Too bad Luigi didn't care for any of it. Van Gore brought ghosts to life, and a description says he accomplishes this with a paintbrush, which is the main reason why his art comes to life.
So could it be the paint itself that brings things to life? Okay, but what game's evidence supports that? Mario Paint! Okay, maybe it couldn't.
The only other main instance of living paint in a Mario game that I have not brought up yet is Super Mario Sunshine. I mean, it was more of a main gimmick in the first place, how could one forget that? It was so popular, it was a part of Bowser Jr.'s repertoire thereafter. Wait, where were we at again? The paintbrush that Jr. possessed devastated all of Isle Delfino, and it not only smothered its residents and tormented its tourists, it brought amalgamated enemies to life, from an inky piranha plant to an electric stingray from the sky?
I mean, what else is it?
It seems as though Jr. has a mighty power that rivals that of spirits, so where did he obtain such a device?
I mean, I think a few of you know who already. But if you do not, it's...
What in tarnation?
Professor Elvin Gadd. It's implied he gave it to Jr. in Mario Sunshine, so surely E. Gadd is the true mastermind behind all of that.
So there's nothing to do with Mario Paint then?
No, perhaps not.
Could we say that Mario painted the paintings in Peach's castle himself because he's an artist?
No, because Bowser did them.
What? Oh!
This single Toad. Ugh. I can't believe I missed this. Toad saying Bowser's the one that brought the paintings to life in the first place. That implies the worlds were fabricated by him. But what does that mean about Throwback Galaxy Womp's Fortress? Because there are small bits of evidence to suggest Throwback Galaxy is a sequel to Womp's Fortress. This includes Mario already blasting the wall, the cannon being open, and peace-loving Bob-ombs saying Mario looks familiar. It's especially plausible if the Bob-omb buddies can be found in most of the locations in Mario 64 anyway. Well, then again, Throwback Galaxy is right next to Bowser's Galaxy generator in Galaxy 2, so it's not entirely out of the question. Bowser may have had the generator ready and made the galaxies himself, leaving painting gateways in Peach's castle to stash away the power stars once he captured Peach in her own castle.
If Bowser is the one distributing these stars throughout all of these worlds, then perhaps Bowser Jr. had his brush to paint them all. And if it weren't for the influence of Van Gore, perhaps Bowser wouldn't have had the opportunity to do this.
So, Vincent van Gore is the real star of the show in this video, as he is the main catalyst of the existence of these magical paintings. If it weren't for his contributions to the world and no one wanting to do his research, we may not have been able to see these worlds to begin with. May he forever be remembered by the Super Mario community.
Okay, now, how do I get my money back from this? I don't even have a SNES.